My name is Niger Chambers of Big Go Belt Media. Nimrod, it is a pleasure to talk to you today about your new film, Retribution, coming to theaters August 25th. How are you feeling? How are you taking it all in? This one's a banger, so I know you have to be excited, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm really grateful. A lot of folks I've spoken with today have given us a lot of love, and it's I needed the energy, so I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And thank you
Absolutely.
for taking the time to help us get the movie out.
Absolutely, and we appreciate you. Your body of work, not beyond this film, has this always been must watch. And seeing you attached to this film, obviously anything with Liam Neeson's in it is a no brainer. Then you just keep digging and digging and digging. Matthew Modine and Jack Champion. You're like, okay, I need this, and boy, was it a treat. And I want to start with my first question. While the title of the film is Retribution, which is a theme within this film, I would love if you could discuss some other important themes, because I pulled some from out of it, but I'm wondering if you could discuss some of the other themes that the audience can expect while checking this out.
Certainly. I mean, you have a very interesting family dynamic, a dysfunctional family dynamic at play. And I can't stress enough how I truly, truly, sincerely believe that it is as engaging as all of the other suspense and action in the film. But I mean, you said it. Matthew Modine, Liam, Jack Champion, Lily Aspel, Noma Dumezwini, Beth Davis. I mean, if there's an army I want to go to war with, those are the folks right there.
Right or. And from beginning to end, folks, just alone, even on paper, you already know it's going to be a lot of fun and certainly in the edge of your seat, keeping you guessing. And the story hearing you, how you became a part of this film is even as fascinating as the film. Knowing that you were working on Stranger Things at the time and also still talking to the producers, pitching ideas, and then at the same time, brainstorming and giving a perspective about how you want to approach this. Talk to me about, being engaged with this, but also, separating your time between another project that commanded a lot of attention, a lot of eyes, and then also making time to be able to focus on this as well.
That's a really good question because, not all filmmakers, but most of us, we go through this feast or famine thing, right? So it's like you're either slammed and you can't get a breath of air, or you're sitting around wondering why you're not getting hired. And that's a stark reality in our business. And I'm someone who's enjoyed the highs and the lows. I came in hot, and then I had some real cold moments, and it's a very humbling experience as a filmmaker. But it's also, I think, it's a benefit ultimately, because you do learn to appreciate the magic when it does come your way. That was a really good year for me, I have to say, going from servant, and mind you, the phone wasn't ringing for a minute, and then suddenly I'm getting M. Night asking me to do some Servant episodes. The Duffers are asking me to do a few Stranger Things episodes, and then at the same time knowing that I'm going to go to Berlin and do the Liam film. It was one of those moments in my life where I'm often not someone who has the ability to appreciate the moment, but in those months I was very cognizant to practice gratitude every day and just realize how fortunate I am.
Yeah.
And I really mean that, man. I really, really was grateful to all these people that gave me these opportunities. And so coming in, I'm working my butt off, making sure I don't disappoint people. All these folks, whether we're talking about the Duffers or whether we're talking about Andrew and Alex, who gave me Retribution, or M. Night, these are people that are putting their faith in you. And I certainly don't want to disappoint. Someone asked me what the scariest thing about making movies is. And for me, it's disappointing the people that have given me an opportunity.
Yeah. Well deserved, man. You're one of the hardest working folks. And again, your body of work, I've enjoyed it from top to bottom. And you worried
Thank,
about disappointing folks. Folks don't have to worry about that with this one. That's for sure.
thank you. Thank you for that.
This
I
was a
appreciate you.
banger. No doubt, no doubt. Now Matt Turner is a character that is really dealing with a lot. And I think there is a lot of Matt in a lot of us. I think, somebody who may not have it right all the time, may not be on their best foot early in the morning, but you hope to make your next day better. And I think that Matt starting his day off just wanting to right some things, wanting to reestablish his relationship with his son, that the daughter loves him to death. There's obviously some shiftiness within him and his wife, ultimately to a day flipping on his back for him. Now, when I don't want to not to spoil anything here, but there's a particular scene in the film where Matt has sort of a flash memory scene of seeing his family, and it feels like a moment of like reflection or self-reflection or such. Could you talk about the state of Matt, either in this scene or just overall in this film? Because I felt a lot of different emotions from that scene, but I'm just curious about what was it that you were trying to convey with it, if you know what scene I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think there's this is not exactly what we're talking about, but Cormac McCarthy in one of his books has a quote: "You never know what worse luck your bad luck is saving you from." And in this film, I thought it was interesting that you have a character, and he is neck deep into it. I mean, his wife and his kids, and the work is there's a lot of stress coming his way, and only if he would have known how much worse things are going to get, So I think that is a very interesting theme for us all to kind of embrace.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been in that situation. I assume you have, because as a human being, we all experience this where, man, it's a rough ride for me right now. Man, I'm really not enjoying this. And then suddenly it's made known to you how someone else is suffering from something way bigger and way worse than you've ever. And then suddenly your problems are real teeny, and you realize, like, man, I should get off of my high horse and kind of have more gratitude for what So I think Matt, he's having that conversation right now. I think he's understanding that life is good, and how scary things can get real quick.
Yeah, I know I got to wrap, but I definitely want to say this, Nimrod. See, that's like a reflection of your own story here. The idea of thinking like, well, I'm not getting those calls, I'm not getting any work. But then you look and say, like, it could be so much worse. And then look where you're at now. You got your new film coming out. Fans are getting ready for it. And as you mentioned, you want to show grace at all times. And I think that's the good part of humanity that we want to see. And that's why this film is the way it is. And it's going to succeed because it comes from a good person. It comes from a good story. And it's only going to show to the fans when they get a chance to watch it August 25th.
Thank you. Thank you. The more gratitude I practice, the more gifts I'm given. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. And I will say this, folks, this film is nonstop from beginning to the end. And I love how you left the updates for the credits. You was like, oh, we don't need to hear about all that stuff. We just want the action. We want the thrill of things. We don't need these updates. And I thought that was so cool that I was like, you know what? I wonder why he didn't put that in film. Then I was like, but why? We had all the action. We had all the fun. This is where we need to leave off at. In case y'all wondering, here's a little bit of tidbits in the credits. So folks, to say the least here, stick all the way through the credits so you can know. And in case you're curious, what's next with Matt Turner and the world that he's in. Nimrod, thank you so much for your time today, and hopefully you get to talk again very soon.
I appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
Bye.